Okay. What's up, universe? Josh Bergaleri here, back at you with another video. This time I'm actually going to be unboxing my Ryzen 7 1700 CPU and my MSI Tomahawk B350 motherboard. I made a previous video, you can go back and watch, just unpackaging my Ryzen 7 and a few other components that I got that day as well, but I was still waiting on delivery of the motherboard, and I did promise I was going to make an actual video unboxing those components, get a more specific look and talk a little bit more about the components themselves. So without further ado, let's rock and roll. So you may recognize a couple of these things. These are from my previous video, which I talked a little bit about. First up, some Fractal Design Silent Series R2 case fans. These are going to be in addition to my Fractal Design case. I've only got 3 fans in there right now. It can hold up to 6, so I got 2 extra, so I get a really good layout for some airflow, since I'm going to be doing a full air-cooled build. No liquid cooling for this Ryzen build. So those are the Silent Series R2 fans. I also did unpack on my last video some Ballistics RAM, 16 gigabytes. They're 4 gig sticks of 2400 speed RAM. They are pretty white Ballistics RAM, you can see there. So that is another addition, obviously, with the DDR4 technology, with the AM4 board that the Ryzen 7 has brought in. That is going to be something that I'm adding to my build as well. And 4 beautiful white sticks to make fill up that board and make my black and white theme really shine. Black and white and RGB, I guess I should say, because God, I love LEDs. All right, so now the big important piece, the Ryzen 1700 is what I got. Comes with the Wraith Spire cooler that you can see here kind of faintly on the side of the box. I'm very excited to take a look at that. Heard a lot of good things with reviews so far. You can see actually the processor right there inside. I thought that was the coolest thing when I unboxed this. So there is that Ryzen 7 I'm very excited about. So we're going to unbox that in just 1 second, but I do, boom, want to present this. The Tomahawk, as I said, B350 is something I had not gotten yet. You have not seen this part yet. So I wanted to be able to show this before we actually start any of the unboxing process. Get a good look there. The box itself is a little pressed in. I don't know if they just packed it really well in the shipping and the box got squished, so but it's a little encaved there. Good look at the back of the box. A lot of cool features on this, which I will be going into a little bit more detail in just 2 seconds once I do that. So that's a good look at everything. So the Tomahawk B350 along with the Ryzen 1700 with included Wraith Spire cooler. Let's get down to business. And guess what? Forgot my pocket knife over on the table. Be right back. I'm back. So, as much as you tell yourself, Josh, don't forget to put the pocket knife on the table, it never happens. So I may leave that in, I may cut that out. So speaking of cutting it out, cut it out. Throwback, Full House, Joey, anyone? Okay. Beautiful. Lay that down. All right, good presentation so far inside the box. I see the Wraith cooler there sticking out of the top. You should be able to see that from my top camera I've got going on. Nice little unfolding there, unfolding that. Little plastic covering that up. Let me get this. Oh, here we go. Okay, 2 different parts here. So that is the cooler box. Let's pull this bad boy out. Ooh, that looks nice. And this is the LED RGB cooler. the AMD is packaged with the 1700 series. So this is, be very careful, I don't want this falling out of the plastic. That is the cooler right there that you can see. Set this down for my top camera. Get that beautiful AMD view all by itself. So this looks like a nice, sleek cooler. The Wraith Spire. I think the Spire kind of coming from just the plain old circle. Really good, cool. A lot of venting here. Cool thing about this, if you were curious, it does come with the thermal paste already applied. You can kind of see that around the bottom there. You can see the copper kind of shining through the thermal paste. So hopefully that'll be good. I don't need to buy any aftermarket thermal paste to get started. Oh, this must be for the RGB. The URGs. No, don't try to shorten that word. They just sound like you have a disability. All right, slide this back in here. And let's throw this back in your little box. All right, excited about the fan. Now, let's take a look. So, as I kind of freaked out before on the unpacking video, this is the unboxing. The unpacking video, I kind of freaked out because you can see that right there in the window. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, no way, it's like right there. So that just kind of flips out, and got my little Ryzen 7 sticker as well. I don't know if you can see that well. But that is the processor. I don't think I'm going to take it out itself. Let me tell you a little bit about the Ryzen 1700 though, as I finagle this box. This is an 8-core, 16-thread CPU. It uses the new AM4 technology, so you can use the DDR4 RAM. Ooh, okay, sweet. So it's got this little plastic, so I can pull it out. You can see on AMD chips, they have the pins on them themselves. So you can see all the little pins on the back. Try to get some good pictures of this that are sticking out. On Intel boards, or CPUs I should say, the CPU has just the sensors. It doesn't have the pins themselves. The boards for Intel have the pins, but here on AMD's, the CPU itself has the pins. Little sticker I'm probably not going to put on anything, but cool nonetheless. What is this? Is this an install guide that's in 50 million languages? Oh, it is an install guide. Look at that. Cool. So it tells you a little bit about the sockets, get a little bit of information about all your install things. So that is pretty handy. All right, save that for another day. So that is the Ryzen 1700. Very excited about that. Core clock on this bad boy is 3 gigahertz. You can turbo it back up to 3.7. And I've actually seen people doing that with the stock cooler. So I feel like we can get really, really good performance out of that, just right out the gate. No need for liquid cooling. So I'm very excited about that and the potential that the stock cooler does have. So moving right along, let's put this bad boy back in the box. Let's take a look at the MSI Tomahawk B350, made specifically for Ryzen and the AMD chips of all series, the 1800X all the way down to the 1700 and the newly announced R5 series. So big reason why I got this board, it comes with a lot of really neat extra kind of perks. Big thing, it's got USB-C, which as you may know of Apple kind of leading the charge with USB-C on their new line of MacBooks and MacBook Pros. That's kind of the USB of the future. So I wanted at least one USB 3 or USB-C port. It's got some steel armor on the graphics card, so you shouldn't get any graphics card sag. It's got some extensions for RGB lights. I have some like cheapo lights that I'm hoping I can plug into this board, and the board actually control those lights. It's got some X Boost, which is just MSI's fancy word for it's able to game and stream. It's just got those capabilities inside the board. It's got some cool debug lights, so that should definitely help with my build. I've never actually built something from the motherboard up, basically. I had a pre-built, and then when I Frankensteined my pre-built into this, I kept that motherboard and processor together, so I've never actually combined anything and had to boot kind of from there and figure out any problems. So that'll be cool. And it's got some good I/O slots, ports, things like that. So I'm very excited about this board. Let's actually pop open this box though. All right, pretty simple. Not a whole lot to this. I'm just gonna lift this out. It's got good old ESD safe bag, of course. Looks like it comes with okay, cool. Comes with a couple of SATA cables and obviously some booklets and a drivers and utilities CD, DVD, whatever that might be. But this is a board. I'm going to be very careful. I'm actually going to pull it out of the ESD packaging. Now, kids, remember when at home you want to practice safe ESD handling. You do not want to touch any components on the board itself. You want to handle by the edges, and you want to make sure that you're not touching any of the metal or really anything on the board itself. Some of these, the larger chunks that are sticking up off of the board, you can touch. Some of the I/O components on the side you can kind of touch as well, but for the most part you want to handle by the edges. So I'm just going to wiggle this out of the bag. And also, there's stuff on the back as well, so you want to be very careful there. So, here is the MSI Tomahawk B350. Hope you can see all of that just fine. So you got a lot of great components. It does have a little bit of red striping up here and on the side. Also the inputs on the back are red. That's kind of an MSI staple, and unfortunately it's kind of like a gaming rig staple as well. I don't know what everyone's obsession is with the black and red. So I'm going with really more of a neutral. This has got, as far as I believe, it's got RGB lights on the board, so I'm excited that it's not just red and black. It's got some gray striping on there you can see. Get a good view for the top down. So excited about that. Obviously it's AM4 architecture. I've got 4 slots for the DDR4 RAM, so I'll be able to use that. It's going to look real slick with the bright white. It's got the nice reinforced, like I already said, that reinforced GPU slot, the PCIe, so you can plug in the GPU there and it's not going to sag, things like that. It seems pretty sturdy. It's not a plastic like traditional ones are. And something really cool that I like about this board is the expandability of SSD storage. It's got the name escapes me off the top of my head now, but it's got a slot right underneath the GPU here. That slot, you actually slide an SSD in and it lays flat. It's a very tiny, it's like a slightly larger than the old school sticks of gum you used to see. And that just slides right in there below the graphics card, so that's expandable memory. You don't actually have to take up room in your case, things like that. A lot of great slots. So I'm very excited about this board and just kind of putting it in my case. So that is really all I have. That is the unboxing of the Ryzen 7. It's going to go right in there. The Ryzen 7 along with the Wraith Spire cooler, along with the MSI Tomahawk B350 motherboard. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I didn't want to ramble on too terribly long, but I did want to give everyone a good look at what these components are looking like since they are hot off the presses and fresh on the market. So thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, share, obviously comment below. Let me know if you absolutely hate me and thought this was super stupid, or if you enjoy kind of what I'm doing, so I can continue to do so and make improvements. Honestly, I'm here to learn. I'm here to get better and do what I can to be entertaining and informative for you all. So thank you guys so much again. Josh Burgolari here from Game Called Life. Thank you. Love you. Peace out. Now that smells like fresh plastic. Still inside. It has a smell. I just don't know what it is. Smells like technology. All right, let's put this bad boy away. Success. No, not iPhone 6S. Success. Cool. Black SATA cables, I/O board. Oh, this is cool. Okay, cool. Quick add-on to the video. The MSI board comes with actually a little instructions. Tells you the memory slots that you need to use. So if you're using one stick, it shows you that you want to put it in the second slot, the DIMM A2. DIMM A. And then you want to put it in, if you have two, you want to put it in DIMM A and then DIMM B, O2. And then if you have four, you'll put them in the DIMM A1, DIMM A2, etc. But then it also shows how to install the Wraith Spire heatsink. So it comes with, it shows you the exact heatsink I have, that Wraith Spire, and kind of what screws to take out, kind of how you're putting it in. I like that a lot. Good instructional guide to help you with the new built-in stuff. So it's, you know, specifically, why did I say this so weird? Specifically for this architecture. I thought that was cool. Tomahawk. I guess Tomahawk in this case is like a missile or something that's on the box, and it's like, that's not a great little logo. You might want to change that up. It kind of looks like something else. I like this. I like what that is. You got the little Ryzen 7 in the little thing there. You got the processor just kind of shining through. I love how they box it. It's just right there on the outside. That's sweet. You're just kind of like, bloop. Here I am. Look at me. Weird. Okay.